In this video, I'll be showing you how to master all the sorceries by collecting them all in Shadow of the Erdtree. I'll be separating all of the sorceries in the timestamps below, grouping them by the ones that you can just find in the open world, the ones that drop from enemies and bosses, and the ones that you can simply just buy via a shop. Let's start with the ones you find in the wild, starting with the spell Glintblade Trio. Now, in order to find the Glintblade Trio sorcery, you just have to head over to the Castle Ensis checkpoint, which is the entrance over here by the gate, and pretty much just follow my pathway, and I'm going to show you how to quickly get it. So here we go. Get past these guards. Get past all these mages here. Go up the steps. Go through this door. If the knight's there, use the door to the right. Go straight in here. Turn right. Turn left, turn left again, go up here. You should be able to hop over right over here. You'll see a dead body on the edge here, then just climb the ladder. Keep going, climb the next ladder. Then go straight, and then look down right there. You'll see an object, drop down, and go pick that up, and you'll have yourself the Glintblade Trio. In order to get the Impenetrable Thorns sorcery, all you have to do is go from the dark chamber entrance right over here, which is the room right before Mesmer, and follow me. We're going to go backwards to get this. So from here, you're going to turn right out this door. Then you're going to turn right going down the stairway here. Just ignore these guys. And then you're going to look to your right and you're going to see a drop area. So just go ahead and drop down. And then you'll find a body, a corpse right over here, and you can run up to it, pick it up, and get yourselves the Impenetrable Thorns, which is actually a move a boss uses in the game, and it's absolutely OP and causes tons of bleed buildup. The next sorcery we'll be getting is the Mass of Putrescence. This can be found by walking into the Cerulean Coast and then making your way all the way down south until you reach this giant fissure on the ground. From here, you're going to go all the way down until you arrive at the Stone Coffin Fissure Site of Grace. If the pathway to Stone Coffin Fissure is blocked, it's only because Miquella's Ruin is not broken, which can easily be broken by stepping into Shadowkeep. Otherwise, it should be open for you and you can walk right through the Stone Coffin Fissure, and then you'll pretty much make your way all the way through this area until you arrive at the Fissure Waypoint Site of Grace. Once you're at this Site of Grace, it's really simple. All you have to do is just head towards the northeast direction, and you're going to see a pathway down below you to the left. You're just going to make your way down here, just like this. And then you'll find the sorcery right over here. The next sorcery that we'll be getting is the Rings of Spectral Light. In order to get to this location, you have to go to the Altar of Dragon Communion, which you can only access by going through the Dragon Pit Terminus, which you can access from the Pillar Path Waypoint Site of Grace, going through the Dragon's Pit, coming out of the Dragon's Pit, and then heading all the way down south. From this Site of Grace, we're going to just follow me, and I'll take you right over to it. So we're going to make our way to this dragon leg over here. Hop right over it to enter this area, which is the secret Charles Hidden Grave area. And once we arrive, we're going to want to stick towards the right pathway here that goes up the hill. And then what you want to do is just turn right over here. Keep going up this pathway. And once you arrive all the way up here, you'll notice there are a bunch of bird statues and a giant bird statue, and you'll see an item glowing. The item that you need is going to be right over there, so quickly pick it up before all these birds start to attack you. And just like that, now you have the Rings of Spectral Light. And now we'll move on to the sorceries that drop via overworld bosses. The next two incantations require us to go similarly to the same area, but before that, I need you to go to Bonnie Village, which can be accessed by going through a hole in the Morth Ruins area and then popping out via a ladder at Bonnie Village. At that site of grace, you're going to turn your camera left or turn your character right to the left and head down this pathway until you arrive at this tree over here that looks very different than all the other trees, and you'll see a drop right in front of it, and when you pick it up, it'll be the Oh Mother emote. This is going to be really important for where we need to go. After you have the Oh Mother emote, you're going to make your way from Bonnie Village all the way through this entire pathway all the way up until you arrive at the Church of District entrance. Now, the first spell that we're going to be getting is the Mantle of Thorns. So follow me on this pathway as we have to drain the water here to get to the bottom. Now this time, when you go straight, we're not going to go all the way down. We're going to make a left as soon as we can. So make a left and cross this bridge. There's going to be a couple bats here. You can walk by them if you want. Just go past all these bats and then jump over here. And then what you want to do is climb up this ladder immediately. Once you climb up this ladder, you're going to find a lever here. You're then going to activate this lever, which is going to cause the entire area to drain. Once the water is drained, you can then rest at the site of grace at the Sunken Chapel. And if you walk out here in the dead center spot of the map, that's when you'll find the ulcerated tree spirit coming right out of the ground. This fight's very similar to the previous ones in the base game, so once you defeat it, it'll drop the Mantle of Thorns sorcery, which I'm actually curious if any of you have any special ways of using this, because I have no idea what to do with this spell. Once you're done with that, just go right back to the church district entrance from the top, follow this entire pathway until you drop down in that big building, and then on the same pathway where the knights are, you're just gonna go further down this hallway until you arrive at the second door, turn left, and then take this elevator up. From here, you'll arrive in the specimen storehouse, and what you want to do is go left, right over here, and you'll find a site of grace in front of you. This will be the storehouse back section site of grace, so now you don't have to go through all that. Now from here, what you want to do is just walk forward and climb up this ladder. Ignore these enemies here and just keep going. No need to start fights. Then when you're over here in this room, what you want to do is just circle around these guys like this, turn to the right, and you're gonna have a secret back room door right here. So from here, just go up this pathway, follow these stairs all the way up, go in here, and save at this site of grace, which is the storehouse loft. From the storehouse loft, you can then just take this elevator or lift to the next spot. Then just follow this pathway, pretty simple. Turn right here. If you need to get rid of the bats, get rid of the bats. Then from here, turn right, climb up this ladder. Turn to the right. And then drop down on this right here. Then jump and roll down. And you can walk right out of here. And then take the next elevator to the next location. Alright, once you arrive here, you're just going to go down this pathway. Go nice and slowly. And then go into this elevator to go down. After you arrive at this area, you're then going to turn to the right and go up to the statue and perform the Oh Mother emote. This will then open up to reveal a secret part of the map known as the Hinterlands. Once you walk down in the Hinterlands, you're just going to go and activate this site of grace right over here. Now just follow me on this pathway until we arrive at the Falling Star Beast. Cross this bridge. Activate another Lost Grace. And then what you want to do is just stay towards the left side here. And then you'll see that crater, and you should spot the Falling Star Beast right inside that crater. And this fight is no different than the fight in the base game. The movesets and everything are the same. It charges at you, it does its gravity attacks. But anyway, once you do defeat it, it'll drop the Gravitational Missile, which you now can add to your ever-growing list of the sorceries in the DLC. The next 3 sorceries that I'm going to be talking about is going to be from bosses that drop remembrances. Starting with this sorcery, Rellana's Twin Moons. This remembrance is right in the name and can be dropped from defeating Rellana. Once you get her remembrance, you can make your way to the Table of Lost Grace, talk to the Two-Finger Lady, and you'll get the option of getting either Rellana's Twin Moons or her weapons. The next sorcery is the Blades of Stone, which looks like this. This is dropped from the boss Commander Gaius, and if you're following the video, to reach Commander Gaius is pretty simple. You just have to go back to the site of grace that I showed earlier, which is the Shadow Keep back gate, and instead of going to the right through the statue to go to the Hitherlands, we're just gonna walk forward to fight him. Now, he's a pretty challenging boss that does non-stop attacking, so the best way to bait him is probably by going through corners, or you could just cheese him with the Impenetrable thorns that we got earlier in the video. When you defeat him, you'll get his remembrance, and you can select Blades of Stone to get this sorcery. The next sorcery is Vortex of Putrescence. So for this boss, you have to make your way through the entire Stone Coffin Fissure Waypoint, and then reach the Fissure Depths, where you'll run all the way forward into a hole and just drop down and fight another boss, the Putrescent Knight, which is a really fun fight. And once you defeat it, you'll get its remembrance, where you then can get the Vortex of Putrescence. The next 5 sorceries that I'll be talking about are all tied to a quest line. So you want to make your way over to this cathedral located over here on your map. Once you arrive in this cathedral, you're then going to make your way to the throne in the room over here and talk to someone named Ymir. Now, the cool thing is Ymir actually sells sorceries. From the start, you can buy the Glintstone Nail, Glintstone Nails, and Miriams Vanishing. Ymir also will update his shop later to sell this spell, Fleeting Microcosm. But for this, you have to go and use the Whole Lady Necklace at the Finger Ruins of Dio, as well as the Finger Ruins of Rhea. Now, this is an extremely big questline that has a lot of drops and rewards. One of the big ones is a spell that you can pick up called Cherishing Fingers. And for that, all you have to do is just walk out from the site of grace, turn right, walk into this graveyard, and you'll find this spell right here. As I mentioned, you need to complete this entire Ymir questline to do all this, and there are tons of other cool items like the sword I'm holding, as well as this staff that I'm holding. So click on the video right here on your screen to see how to get all the items in this questline.